AJ, for you, what stands out about this Florida rotation, and what could be some problems for you?
Well, I mean, obviously they're a good team. They're a good lineup, and we're just going to have to, as a staff, not just me, not just Rob, or not just Tate, but all of us as a whole, we need to go in there. We just need to pitch with quality from the get-go. Not really changing the game plan, obviously. Like, we pitch to our strength. We do what we do best, and, you know, a lot of times that's what helps us win ball games, right? Just pitching our game and playing our game.
What do you think you guys have learned? I know maybe people say you haven't played the top teams yet, but you will be now. What have you learned through these first 10 games about this team, about your pitching staff?
We're resilient. I mean, you saw in that UCF game we were down early 5-0, and we held them to 5 all the way until, obviously, extra innings. But we kept ourselves in that ball game, letting the offense pick up later in the game. And as well last night, Bilka threw very well. I mean, he was able to hold the fort down so we could put some runs in that. I think it was top of the ninth. So just the ability to hold teams when we need to and keep ourselves in ball games late regardless of how the starter does, like it's really cool. It's really incredible because our lineup is so powerful.
For you, just over the year, you've been improving consistently, getting your strikeouts up more as well. Just what is it specifically that you've been working on, at least during the season, that has allowed you to get those numbers up?
It's a little bit getting more comfortable with the third pitch, the changeup, and just use it way more effectively. Obviously, the coaches talked about working command. Me and Laz and JD, we've all talked about just hitting spots a little bit better. Last year, there really wasn't a book on me in the scouting report, so I was just kind of throwing sinkers at the bottom of the zone, letting hitters get themselves out. But now we're able to play a little bit of a ping pong match in the inner and outer half, which allows me to be a lot more effective.
Alex, so far this season, you started out very well. Just what's been, I guess, not the motivation, but what's helped you get off to this really fast start?
Yeah, I mean, I have to give credit to the team. I mean, the games that I don't find success in, the boys do. So, everybody's got each other's back, and it's you're definitely able to relax and as a hitter, and just stick to your approach and just trust that the guys in front of you, the guys behind you will get it done. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
You've been protecting Cuvet along with Derek Williams. Just that 3-man right there has been dangerous the whole entire year. Seems like y'all are competing with each other with the number of home runs that y'all are hitting. Is that like a friendly competition that y'all have going on right now?
No, we haven't talked about it. Obviously, we're all rooting for each other. So, I hope Cuvet beats me in home runs. I hope everybody beats me in home runs. So, but no, nothing like that. But honestly, like when you look at this lineup, like I feel like everybody's protecting the guy in front of them, and that's because how deep this lineup is and what everybody can do. So yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, I'm protecting Cuvet, Dio protecting me, and then you have Zoe protecting, and then the next guy. It's just kind of like constant pattern of that. So you find success when you have those kind of things.
What are your thoughts on being part of this Miami versus Florida series, and what sort of atmosphere? I know at NC State you had some good atmospheres, but what sort of atmosphere do you expect here?
No, this is going to be super cool. I mean, growing up as a little kid, obviously, like I've talked about, I've came to all the games, and the UM versus UF series is like that's the biggest thing in Florida. So, I can't wait. I mean, it's everything I've dreamed of, everything I've seen as a little kid, and to be able to be a part of it this year, it'll be super cool. So I'm excited.
Defensively, the team has seemed to struggle a little bit with unforced errors here and there. How do you think that y'all have been improving in that aspect for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't overthink it. I mean, some things, don't go your way, but I mean, if you watch any of these games, that's kind of, it's a constant pattern as far as any team. So, you watch a lot of these midweek games that just happen, and, you see that. You see a lot of upsets, and, I think the team's just focused on winning, like, I guess there has been, but it's not something we pay a lot of attention to. The whole team just wants to win, so that's the main goal.
With Alonzo, he's been taking some of your starting spots behind the plate. Just what have you seen him improve, and where has that been in terms of his progress throughout the season?
Yeah, no, I'm super happy for Zoe. It's very similar to my freshman year. I had a catcher ahead of me, Jacob Kozar, who got drafted second round, and he was a beast. He was one of the best defensive catchers in college baseball. But for him, he's working with Salty hard, and he's trusting him. He's trusting Salty everything he says, and you can see. I mean, you've seen immediate transformation, and he's been working his butt off. So. But he looks a lot better though. And I'm happy for him. He's doing really well. He had a lot of great blocks yesterday in yesterday's game against FAU. Runners on third, blocked a lot of the balls. So, he's putting in the work. So.
It's been twice now in the midweek that you guys just refuse to quit. What is it about this team that you guys just push through and get it done?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I mean, everybody talks about our lineup, and our lineup doesn't have a doubt. I think this team, anybody who's out there, we all want to do well. We all believe we can do well. And it's just that fight that the offense has. And even defensively, I mean, like we had that big inning and then we had to go back out for the bottom of the ninth and, still be able to shut them down. So, I know the bats get a lot of credit, but the pitching has done their thing. And, if we can both, work together as a team, we'll keep seeing success.
What challenges do you foresee this weekend, and what does the depth of the team show for this team, and how do you think that's going to play this weekend?
Challenges, I mean, they're a good team. I believe we're a good team as well. So it's just going to be another baseball game, another series, and keep going out there, keep doing what we do, handle our jobs, and we'll be right where we want to be.
Well, I know you probably don't pay attention to the stats and things like that, but you're tied number one in the country in home runs. Just what does that mean for you and for the team as they move forward?
I mean, it's super cool for me to, be recognized that way, but I just think that's my game and that's kind of what I do and what I'm supposed to do. So that's just me doing my job, and that's just a byproduct of, helping the team win and, coming up for the team and playing my part.
And in this last game, in the ninth inning, 7 runs, you hitting that home run, just to show that the team doesn't quit and have that quit in it. How do you think that, I guess, the team can rally around that and continue to show that offensively you're one of the best in the country?
Yeah, I think I can help set the tone for the offense, give the guys around me that confidence. If they see that I can do it, then I feel like they kind of get that confidence that they can do it. I think there's a lot of talent in the lineup and all the way through, and we just know that there's no amount of runs that we can't score in any situation. So just having that confidence throughout the game, and even when we're down late, there's no panic because we know we can score just by getting guys on, and then hopefully someone can get that big hit behind.
You guys have faced the Florida pitching staff, at least a couple of the starters before, obviously. Talk about how difficult they are to face. They're having a lot of success this year. They've had success last year,
Yeah, I mean, it's still early in the season. I would say we've had a lot of success too, so I wouldn't say too much, but we just got to stay on our game and trust the coaches and the plan that they give us for the game, and just kind of stick with that. And I think we have the talent to do what we need to do, and we're going to be able to adjust throughout the game and be able to come on top.
Have you stayed in touch with Blake at all from last year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we had a little good luck and wishing the best for each other text before the season started, but there's always good heart there. It's never anything like that. So I wish the best for him, and I'm sure he wishes the best for me. So
except for this weekend, any other weekend you wish them the best.
I always wish my opponent.
I'm teasing.
I always wish my opponents the best. When both teams play great and we have a great game, that's always the best case scenario. So I always hope for the enemies and the opposing team to, have a great game, and us as well.
Great.
Derek, you've been off to a hot start this season. What can you contribute to that, and just how has that been able to, I guess, really push the team to where it needs to be right now?
100%. I would say definitely give Mingo a lot of credit. He's been getting our scouting reports correct and pushing us to practice to get better every single day with training in the cages and training on the field, and pushing us to get better. And then just obviously my teammates, they've been hitting with me as much as they can. We all been working together here and stuff from Cuvet, Sosa, Brylan, and Copeland, just kind of learn from all the guys too. So been trying to get better every single day and keep getting better every single week.
Is there a competition at least between you, Alex, and Daniel, all almost have the same number of home runs? Is it fun competing back and forth, trying to get to that number, I guess, in the same type of way?
I would say it's kind of like a friendly competition. I mean, we're all pushing each other to get better and better, and Cuvet's obviously in the lead right now, so he's hitting the most. But I kind of think it's fun, little competition that we all have in the inside. But, I mean, we're happy for each other. We're all pushing each other to get better and better, and it kind of holds us to a standard to keep getting better as we go.
Have you typically gotten off to this hot a start? Even in high school, have you been hitting .563 after 10 games? Has this happened to you before? Or?
Yeah, it's happened to me a few seasons. Last year I didn't have my best start, and this year I made it a big goal of mine to have my best start. So in my off-season training, I kind of did as much as I can to make sure that happened, that make sure I had a good start. So I feel like that's kind of contributed to where I'm at today.
What's been that contributing to that hot start? Where have you been working on specifically to get to that point?
I'm just trying to take care of my body as much as I can, not overdo it, not overswing at all, kind of keep my mental state as best as I can, keeping a good side with Mingo, talking stuff, seeing what he sees, if he sees me getting around the ball, fly my shoulder open, keep my swing as tight as I can, and then having the same routine each and every day.
So also defensively, there's been a little slip-ups here and there. Just how do you think you guys can improve going into this weekend?
Just honestly, just keep getting better each and every day. Showing up to practice just like today, and just keep doing as much as we can. I mean, little errors are going to happen. It's part of the game. But when you have guys going balls to the wall, it's going to happen. But as long as we show up each and every day, keep getting better and better, hopefully we can limit those mistakes as well as we go.